G'day fellas and welcome to a casted game. Spawning in on the south side of the map in the colour yellow is the Holy Roman Empire. It is Beastie Cutie. And on the north side of the map in the colour red, playing as the Mongols, it's Crackety here, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Dry Arabia. We're here watching two of the world's best players go up against each other. And boy, have I got a story for you. Now, you guys will remember, some of you may not remember, maybe you didn't see the game. There was a game that I called the best game of Age of Empires 4 you will ever see. If you haven't seen that game, go back and check a couple of weeks ago. That's when it got posted. Anyway, Crackety here, he played in that game, and spoiler alert, he didn't win. He played against a Mongol player by the name of, if I remember correctly, was it Kalp? I suspect it was Kalp. And he played up against him, and he lost his mind. He literally lost his mind quite to the point where he uninstalled Age of Empires. I'm not even kidding you. So basically, he played that game, and then he never played on that account again. He uninstalled, and he said, I'm quitting Age of Empires until the developers fix this issue. What was the issue? The issue was Mongol trade together with outposts. The fact that Mongol traders in the late game, they actually get stone as part of their bonuses. They get 20% of the income of the trade as stone. And what that means is you can just get crazy amounts of outposts with cannon emplacements on it, and it becomes impossible to push certain points. And so, as a result, Crackety uninstalled the game. He said, that's it, I've had enough. I'm not going to be playing this game again until this gets fixed. However, somebody convinced Crackety that maybe the best way to go about getting it fixed isn't to protest with silence, but rather to abuse what it is you hate. Ladies and gentlemen, Crackety here is now a Mongol main. He used to play the Chinese. We saw him, we loved him playing the Chinese. It was great fun. He's been flexible, playing different civilizations, and today he's going to be testing the strength of his Mongols up against one of the best players in the game. Top 2 right now, Beastie Cutie. I'm incredibly excited to be able to bring you this game because this is a difficult matchup. Beastie would be familiar with this. He's played this matchup 100 times, if not 200 times before. Mongols against the Holy Roman Empire. And interestingly, we see a lack of aggression coming out from Crackety. He avoids any kind of aggression, which is typically where the Mongols have their strength, in that early Dark Age push. A couple of spears, a couple of horsemen, depends how you're feeling. And a single outpost to deny gold, a single outpost to deny wood. There's a great spot for an outpost right here. I tell you what, had Crackety gone for it, he'd be loving life right now. You deny that wood line, deny that gold. But interestingly, despite the Archon on the side of Beastie, on Crackety's side, we see deer stones. This is interesting. I find this very interesting, just simply because, well, I expected trade. I expected trade from Crackety. That's what we saw him take on multiple times as he was, or before he uninstalled. He uninstalled because of this civilization, the Mongols, which typically isn't considered to be an overpowered civilization. I don't know about you guys, but when I go into the ranked, if I see a Mongol player, well, I'll be honest, I don't see any Mongol players because people don't play the civilization because people don't think it's strong. What do you see? You see Holy Roman Empire, you see English, you see Abbasid, you see a bit of Delhi. That's about it, though. You don't really see many Mongol players out there because people don't perceive it to be that strong at the moment. But obviously Crackety does, and he looks to test his strength up against the world's best. The Prelate now from Beastie, though, as we ride on board with him, jumps inside that Archon and immediately buffs up these villagers. The prospect of a second town center for Beastie is well and truly established as he's gathered up almost 400 stone in the bank. Villagers have now moved over onto that wood line. You can see that he's going to be working towards that second town center. Wants to make sure all the villagers have got a nice little safe drop-off point. Not safe, but close by drop-off point. And he'll be going into a second TC. I really find it interesting that Crackety has said, I'm not going to be bothered. I'm not going to be trading this game. I'm just going to be playing it a little bit standard. If anything, not standard at all, right? Because, like, when you think about it from the perspective of a Mongol player, what do you normally think about? What do you normally expect for them to go for? If it's not a tower rush with a couple of spears or a couple of horsemen, it's typically going to be a trade follow-up, something like that. maybe a fast castle, but we don't see that from Crackety. In fact, it looks like he's going to be going for a second TC himself, with a lot of villagers here on wood. So most likely going to be going into that direction as the deer stones do come up. Double broad axe comes through for him as well. So either he's going for a second town center, or he's looking, or he's... Oh, you know what? I would have loved to have seen a sheep killed right here. This is such an obvious town center place as well. You kill the sheep right here in the middle, and now the villagers have to make a choice. Do we build the TC down here, or do we get rid of that sheep? And you're going to always go for the TC down here. Really suboptimal TC. Yeah, so I think Crackety's got two choices. Number one is he can look to go up into the castle age, or number two is he can look to go... he can look to play it in feudal and then go into heavier archers. But I suspect it's probably going to be orientated around that castle age. We do see a sheep going to get killed here as well. Beastie playing very, very well at this stage, dealing with that annoying Mongol Khan. Sheep out on the map. Still a couple of sheep around here that are yet to be captured. Beastie actually spots that one out and going to be looking to pick it up. At the same time, on the defensive, he's having an absolute blast of a game. Look at the resources coming in for him at the moment. Up to 300 wood already. So has the option of dropping down some farms, and there we go. Dropping down farms almost instantly. Cute little walls. Now starting to come up for Beastie. Great little defensive area he's got here. Begins to control the narrative. No attacks coming in on the top side of my base. Instead, I'll allow you on that bottom side of my base. But obviously, he's got great protection in here. Town center. Definitely going to be doing a great job of defending that gold and the wood line. And now the arc, and of course that's positioned perfectly as well. So a beautiful base from Beastie. When you think about how defensive this is, such a nice little pocket, a nice little safe zone. Unlikely that any damage happens from this point on. Crackety on the other hand. Second TC goes up. He jumps through the villages. Hold on. Is he going 3 TCs? Crackety. That is a lot of villages. Oh, did he go for the... Oh, excuse me. Where is the Uvu? It's over here. To me, it's indicating that he's actually picked up the improved... Oh, my lord. Oh, hello, Crackety. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, anybody out here taking notes, Crackety here has gone with improved lumber gathering. So this is not just your standard lumber preservation. This is your standard double broad axe. This is improved double broad axe. And you might not think that that's a big deal, but you're going from 15% increase to 22.5%. You can see right here, horticulture, 15%. Improved horticulture, 22.5%. That's a big increase. When you think about it, if you go for the second tier, you're basically getting a third upgrade just for free. That's how crazy that is. Take a look at this. Now going to be starting to fortify up these relics. 1, 2, 3 villagers moving out across the map. He's actually going to be going for... This is a contested relic, even though it's all the way over on Beastie's side of the map. It is still considered technically a contested relic. We're right on board with Beastie though, as it's a very passive early game at this stage. Nothing too crazy, nothing out of the ordinary happening. Everyone just biding their time. And Crackety has definitely well and truly worked towards that 3 TC play. Is this what he needs to beat Beastie? That is the question. What is the answer though? That is how it's going to have to go down. Does he look to move into more upgrades? Second TC, third TC, going to get dropped down right on the gold. So now Beastie spots that immediately. Doesn't have any delay in his response. So think about it from this perspective, right? Beastie's already scattered out that second TC. He's like, okay, second TC, so he's going to go fast castle. All right, I'm getting ready for my fast castle. We're all good. We're all good. I'll meet him there on 2 TC. Now the third TC comes out and Beastie goes, okay, well, what does that mean? It means I don't have to worry about Burgrave. I can just go straight into Regnants. That's not a problem at all. It means that I can kind of play a little bit more delayed. I can get out a couple of early prelates, potentially. That could be one of my options as well. So he's got a lot of different reactions that he can subsequently pull into this. One of the things to note, though, is this is going to be scaling well against him. This is going to scale very well against Beastie, so he may have to look for an earlier Imperial than he would otherwise consider in this matchup. The Regnants is going to go down. No real surprise there. Khan continuing to put on pressure. Is Crackety really going to... Yeah, you can see right there, Crackety putting the pedal to the metal. He says, actually, we're going to start getting in some real upgrades here. So I wonder if we see that Ufu look to pick up any more improved upgrades, or whether he's just going to stick it out with the normal ones. And now going to be throwing down some pastures. Definitely an interesting strategy that we're seeing. I'm just going to take a little bit of a screenshot here, just so that we've got something for the thumbnail, so you can see the reason why Crackety uninstalled this game. It wasn't because of the town centers here, but it's definitely going to be part of the reason why you see these town centers here. Otherwise, Crackety wouldn't be playing this civilization. So there you go. Crackety now going to be working towards the castle age himself, but we'll switch it over to the income so you guys can get a bit of an idea on where these guys are at. Wheelbarrow going to be coming through for him. Horticulture for Beastie. And now the relics. They're the next ones that are going to be... They're the next ones that are going to be picked up. Let's ride on board with Beastie and watch as he becomes immediately aware that every single relic has now got an outpost on it, with the exception of one. A single safe relic. And also another safe relic. But you guys get the point. Look at that little relic. He's sitting in the wagon. Khan still doing work over here. Beastie doing a great job with the villagers, just making sure to bring them all back. You can see all the low health villagers back here. To be honest, Crackety doing a wonderful job just making sure that Khan doesn't die. It's on stand ground. He'll be fine. Horseman going to come out, chase him away, and Crackety starts working towards that castle age himself. 3 TCs. So he's going to be scaling faster than Beastie, but it's going to be a slow scale. Realistically, it's not going to be a threat until like maybe the 25, 30 minute mark. But even then, I mean, you've got Relics in play, you've got Imperial in play. So Beastie's got a window in this matchup. So this is part of the reason why I think like a 3 TC probably doesn't make much sense here when you consider it. Like I think the best option for Crackety would have been like some sort of pseudo trade into Castle Age, into like a double Uvu production on the monastery, or the what's it called? Not the monastery, the prayer tent. That would have been a pretty decent option for him as well. But 11 minutes into the game, no sign that he's going to be hitting the castle age just yet. The knights are coming out. Look at this Khan. Khan just baiting back the units. Beautiful control coming out from Crackety. For anybody unfamiliar with Crackety, I'll leave a link in the description to where you can watch him live over in Twitch. I'll leave a link to Beastie's stream as well. These guys both stream live over on Twitch. Both of them wonderful entertainers. Honestly, I could spend all day watching them if I had the time. Unfortunately, I just don't have the time, so it's not possible. Prelate survives with just 2 health. Just 2 health. Beautiful survive right there. Now the Prelate going to be coming back, and you can see he's firing down this one Prelate as it comes in, making sure that he forces them back. But the heal's going to come through. Beastie with wonderful control there. And now that outpost's going to be going down. And with it, the Khan... Not going to be going down, though. But he is looking to try and get through here. You can see the Prelates running for their lives. Manages to pick up the first of the relics. Keep in mind, he's also got this safe relic over on the east side. Second outpost now under pressure in the center of the map. Crackety. He's in a bit of a tough spot. The age up's coming through. If you look at the score, you'd say, wow, Beastie's 700 points ahead. But just wait. Crackety, he's going to be aged up shortly. 10 villagers. Only 10 vills on that step out. He needs to start getting some knight numbers out. The part that concerns me is he's got a lot of resources built up here. Does he have production, though? He does. Stable and stable. So he's going to be able to get double production on these Uvus. So we're going to see 4 knights or 4 lancers coming out right now. Uses up a lot of that stone. Sacred Site 1 captured. Sacred Site 2 on the way. Sacred Site 3, not quite yet, but that time is going to start ticking. And remember, you're playing here against the Holy Roman Empire. This civilization loves the passive gold income that it's got. So Crackety might have to head back to the drawing board with regard to this one. He's going to be finding himself in a tough position this game, as he is going to be on the defensive. Those knights, nowhere to be seen at this point. And Beastie looks like he might be thinking about Imperial. Definitely the right call from him. To me, this is the perfect way to play the Holy Roman Empire. I love this. Not a big fan of the second TC, but it does insulate you against a lot of timings. So it makes sense if your enemy goes for like 2 TCs and then plays feudal. It can be a little bit harder for you to deal with. So it makes sense to go to 2 TC just in case. But you can see the Beastie is on his way towards Imperial very soon. Just making a handful of knights. I say a handful. He's got 10 knights. 2 handfuls of knights. 3rd Sacred Site getting captured. He's up to 3 Sacred Sites. 1 relic in the bag. 2 relics on the way. He's having a good game. And now Crackety's just kind of left in this bit of a difficult position where he's just going, well, you know, I uninstalled Age of Empires 4 for this game. I uninstalled to play this civilization. And now I'm facing one of the world's best players and things aren't going the best. It's a classic case of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. These guys are posturing. Even though they're not really punching each other, they are posturing. Slowly but steadily working for that strategic position, and more Lancers going to be coming across the map. A new Khan rises, and Beastie, he's barely 30 seconds away from that age up. Puts a horseman and a couple spears in the queue. The wall is completed. No, it's nowhere near completed. Has he got, how many vills has he got building this? He's only got a couple of vills building this. So we'll be able to chase away these Lancers. But meanwhile, the Knight's going to do some damage over here. No vill kills just yet. He says as a villager dies. 4 villagers die in the blink of an eye. Oh, my lord, this is terrible. This is absolutely terrible. Crackety, you uninstalled the game for this. Crackety, let it be known. This right here, I mean, This is it. The Khan's just gone down as well, Crackety. I mean, it's good game at this point. You uninstalled Age of Empires 4, and look what's happening to you now. You're trying to defend your base against the Holy Roman Empire Giga Chad, Crackety. You got a little bit to learn before you become a master of the Mongols. Let me say that much. You ain't got nothing on Calp just yet. But, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to tune in to Crackety here's stream, because he is going to be making his way to Conqueror 3 with the Mongols. He will get there eventually. It might not look like the best game from him right now, as the Imperial Age is but seconds away on Beastie's side of the map. A couple of Knights, Lancers, going to break through. Is Crackety going to be able to do damage? That's the question. 25 villages went down on the other side of the map. Yeah, you got the 3 TCs, mate, but you still don't have space for all those villages, and still the Knights are just tapping away over on the other side of the map. And now Crackety trying to get back some of his own. You can see him chasing after enemy villages, just rampaging through the farming estates. Farming estates, farmland, the heartland of the Holy Roman Empire. And instead of going in, it looks like Beastie just forks out a little bit of resources here, just to make sure that he gets some spearmen through. Outpost gets thrown up, and all these barracks on the front side, just to insulate him against any more Knight strikes or Lancer strikes. Speaking of Lancer strikes, Crackety's on the way. Don't count him out just yet. A lot of these units on the field for Beastie, they're lower cost units. Crackety now going to find a way through. Is there an overchop? There is an overchop, so he could get through on this way down here. Beastie yet to fix it up. Now we see those veteran spearmen moving out for Beastie. And Crackety tries to find a way back into this game. He's doing the right thing. And by the same token, Beastie is doing the right thing by walling up. He knows the way that Crackety gets back into this game is just simply by walling up. That's it. Now I'm planning to follow along with Crackety as he rises through the ranks. At the moment, I think this might be his 3rd or 4th game. Can you imagine playing your 4th ranked game? Nice little walla lol here, just teasing Crackety. Can you imagine playing your 3rd or 4th ranked game and then just going up against Beastie? It's like, because I'm pretty sure this is a fresh account for Crackety. I think he was playing on what's his other one? He's got Crackety here and Crackety there. So I think he was playing on Crackety there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this account was unranked. I might have to double check, but look, he's been gone for a couple of days. Let's just say that, maybe a couple of weeks as well. He did uninstall, but look, I'll be honest with you guys. I've uninstalled my fair share of games, and I do it out of rage. And the next day, I'm right back there again. I remember when I was younger. Okay, true story. Age of Empires 3. I was in high school at the time. Oh, I tell you what, we can talk about that story later, because we've got ourselves a little bit of a problem in the base of Crackety. Villagers running for their life. So many villagers here. He's got outposts to help defend. But where are Crackety's units? Nowhere to be seen. He's got a bit of a counter-attack going on. Nice job with the mining camp there, Crackety. Working on that relic as well. But still, at the end of the day, 3 relics in the bag for Beastie. It's going to be a great deal for him. We see the villagers running around. The Mongol Khan going to give them a bit of a speed boost and says, come on, Vills, get out of here. And Crackety, head between the hands. Surely at this point, Crackety's just thinking about throwing it out. So, I mean, Crackety... poor Crackety! Poor Crackety! Well, I'll have to tell you that story another time about Age of Empires 3. I assure you it's a good one. It's a sad one. It's a funny one. It's up and down. Fellas, if you've enjoyed this game, make sure you go check out these 2 creators. I'll leave links in the description of where you can go watch them live. Check them out. Crackety, he'll be on the rise with the Mongols. You better watch out, ladies and gentlemen.